I'm sure many of us feel like there are times where we want to just complain. We're not happy with things. We want to vent our frustration. And in fact, if you look around society today, right now, here in Victoria, I think many people are really annoyed, really want to just complain and not happy with what's happened with the coronavirus. People want to vent their frustration. And in fact, it's not something new. If you go back to the beginning of time, we've always been people who complain. Take a look at the last few parashas in the week. There's been a number of complaints voiced by the Jewish people. Unfortunately, most of them don't seem to be successful. In fact, the ground swallows up some of them. There's fire which burns them from heaven. And the question is, what went wrong with those complaints? Interestingly, in our parasha this week, Parshat Pinchas, we see a complaint that is actually viewed in a very positive light. We see one which is actually successful. And I'm referring to the daughters of Tzlafchat here in Parshat Pinchas, who make a petition to Moses. They say that the laws of inheritance are not fair. Moshe takes that to Hashem, and Hashem of course says, Ken, correct, the daughters of Tzlafchat are in fact correct, and the laws of inheritance are changed. What changed by this complaint to the ones previously, to the ones made by the other Jewish people? If you look at society, there are whole complaints departments today to deal with complaints. So what did they do that was correct? I think there's two insights which I find are very important for us. If you do feel like you want to make a difference, if you do feel like there's something which is not right, how do you go about and complain about it? And the first thing is the daughters of Tzlafchat in fact waited right till the right opportunity to make and voice their opinion. They could have complained 35 or earlier years before they actually went into the land of Israel. They could have every year came to Moshe and complained and said, we're not happy. But they waited right till the moment when they were about to inherit the land of Israel. And so I think what Moshe saw and perhaps what God saw was here they were genuine. They really thought that something was not correct. They wanted to make change. As I said, if they had been saying it every single year before, it might have been perceived as they're just unhappy people and they just not, they want to vent their particular frustration. But they demonstrated the true ability to want to make something right. The other point is that when the Torah lists the names of these daughters, it lists them in a particular order. But at another point in the Torah, when it mentions the daughters of Tzlafchat, the order is changed. Why? The Torah is very exact and very precise. Why change the order of their names? And one insight is that the daughters of Tzlafchat were demonstrating it wasn't about any of their particular ego, arrogance. It wasn't they were trying to make a name for themselves and say, look, here I'm trying to complain and that's why I want to have the loudest voice. No, they were all humble. They all had a lot of humility. And so they were each prepared to give the other daughter, the other sister, kavod, honor. Because it wasn't about them. It was about making a difference and a change to something which they thought was not correct. And so therefore, when it comes to making a complaint, we are fortunate we live in a society today, in a democratic society where we can voice our opinion. We can express when we're not happy. But if you want it to be successful, perhaps follow the model of the daughters of Tzlafchat. Firstly, it shouldn't only be about you. It shouldn't be about your arrogance, your ego, and you're just voicing a complaint because you want to get credit or you want to make a name for yourself. And secondly, it needs to be about, I really want to make the change, and therefore demonstrate that by using the right time, making the complaint in an appropriate way. Like the daughters of Tzlafchat who waited so many years to voice their opinion because they wanted to demonstrate this is what needs to happen right now. And so each of us in our lives, I have no doubt there are going to be times when we need to make a complaint where we might see something is not right. Follow the model of daughter of Tzlafchat, and hopefully, just like they were successful, so too can we be successful in making the change that we so wish to make in any particular situation. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom and a wonderful weekend ahead.